All right, judging by Levi's face and the yellow light,
Yeah.
we are live for another episode of In the Hot Seat. Never a dull moment, and of course, we got Levi and Chris, Boston Fan 79, and I might be having other people showing up like Austin and Evan Punk, but depending on what's happening, of course. Simon was able not to make it, so feeling under the weather, so hopefully you feel better, Simon. So, Levi and Chris, what's going on, guys?
What's
Um,
going on, David?
Not too
no,
much.
nothing much with me. I just got back home from work, so still
Yeah.
wearing my work shirt. So yeah,
Wait to get this thing started. Maybe do a little ranting, because I got a little rant in my blood today.
Yeah. Well, of course, we got a couple of topics before we get into predictions, and we actually got NF Puck pretty much in time. What's going on, man?
Yo, what's going on, Gilbert? How are you, man?
Going good. It's been a while. How you been?
Yeah, very good, man, thanks. Not just here watching Armageddon 2000.
Oh, nice, nice.
it's a good show.
All right, so now that we got you here, we'll go ahead into the first topic. Of course, basically got a bit of mixed reactions into this one, especially for me, learning more about it now and everything like that. So, getting into the first topic about the Stone Cold podcast, and we'll go around with this one. So we'll start things off since NF Punk, you just joined. What are your thoughts on the podcast?
Um, Honestly, my thoughts are I thought it sucked. There could have been so much more about the podcast that would have made it a lot more relevant in like the wrestling, like building up like the whole Brock Lesnar and stuff. But for me personally, I thought they went into detail too much about like his high school and stuff like that. Whereas they should have been like talking more about his wrestling aspect. Like it was cool of talking about UFC and talking about guns, which I thought was totally awesome. But overall, I didn't like the podcast, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, besides like with the first part, I basically already knew that from the Brock Lesnar DVD. I like the other part where they talked about the MMA stuff and everything, and I can understand people's frustration too about like when it came towards like the middle, how Brock Lesnar was talking about basically having to be where he's just going in there and then going out doing this thing and basically doing it for the money and everything. So I can understand that part and him being a little bit coming off cocky. That I didn't really care for it, but the rest of it I really enjoyed. The beginning, of course, like I said, I already knew that from before. So we'll continue things on. And Levi, what are your thoughts?
First off, it seems like Brock Lesnar, he's like the modern day Kevin Nash, always in for the money. But other than that, the podcast I thought was all right. It was cool that they let him talk about his UFC career, and I agreed 100% on the statement Brock said that if he didn't get that intestines disease, he would still be in UFC as we speak if he didn't get sick. Because that ruined his training, it ruined his diet that he had, and it took him a long time to get recovered, and now he's well again. And I could guarantee you, if he didn't re-sign to WWE, he'd be back in UFC, and that's what I personally was wanting him to do, because he obviously, he may say that he's in a good place now with wrestling, but honestly, he prefers MMA over wrestling any day. You can tell. But other than that, the podcast was what it was. It was all right, but if this was on the actual podcast on iTunes, they would have went a lot more in depth with it and a lot more crazier topics. But it's under WWE's watch, so yeah.
All right, Chris, your thoughts?
I thought it fucking sucked. Because anybody that may have seen my video on it knows that first of all, number one, it was rushed way too quickly. I mean, they really did a bad job of rushing that podcast. To fit everything in like a little over an hour did not work. I mean, they should have had the floor to do it for about at least 2 hours. Okay, so that way they can take their time, cover what they needed to cover, and number two, I mean, really, Stone Cold got played like a bitch. Okay, because when Stone Cold was asking Brock, "Hey, when are we going to go hunt?" And Brock Lesnar has the audacity to sit there and just basically use him as like the girl that he went out with and pretends to like, and he's like, "Okay, yeah, you know what, I'll text you or whatever." That's what it was. Stone Cold was made to look like a bitch. Okay. And then, they get into these irrelevant topics, oh, what's your favorite truck? What's your favorite gun? What's your favorite food? What's your favorite drink? I mean, is that really relevant to what we actually want to hear? Probably not. So they could have cut that out altogether. I mean, yeah, it may have been, a little bit interesting to some people and maybe to a certain degree, but they could have done without that, okay? The third thing is, I mean, they used a lot of cuss words, okay? Those cuss words did not have to get bleeped out. Yes, they were on a 7-second delay, but it could have got, I mean, it's at, what, a little, like 11 o'clock, 11:30 at night that they're doing this. What kid is up watching it, okay? So that, I have a problem with that. And if, once it goes onto the WWE Network, it's called parental controls, okay? They could have shut off the parental, put on the parental controls and bleeped out the swearing and edited it, okay? But they didn't do that, okay? So that's the third thing I have a problem with. And then, it's like Brock Lesnar, he did not really care about some of the questions, and he answers them like, oh, I don't care, and I know, Nutty Rock Chick, she came onto her channel. She made a video saying, that like what Levi was saying, the guy's in it for the money. He punches the clock, and that's it. He does what he's told, and he gets out of there, and and he does it for the money. Okay, well, I can see it to a certain degree, doing it for the money, but when you're in this company, company that's supposed to be a gargantuan, that helps make you be relevant, and you should show some respect to the people that run it, and to, not overthink it, to not, and I can understand, like, not being a bitch to it at the same time, but be reasonable, and, because you have a company filled with all these people that give their lives for it, and Brock Lesnar's like, oh, yeah, I just punch a clock. Well, fuck you, I mean, seriously? It's like, well, then why the fuck are you there,
Yeah.
So it's like, it just, the whole thing made Brock Lesnar look like a big bully, like a dick. I think it could have been done so much better. I mean, I'm not saying, feed the crowd, make them, don't feed them to the point where you're just saying things to what the crowd wants to hear, but have a certain element of respect, and for the person that's interviewing you, because I don't think he really respected Stone Cold at all. So I mean, that's my whole take on it. I thought the whole thing I think it was a joke from beginning to end.
Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention, like, you could tell Brock was kind of uninterested because he would always just have this face, and he would occasionally crack a smile and laugh, like, but he was just mostly like this.
Why
Show
so
some
serious?
enthusiasm. It's freaking
Yeah.
Stone Cold.
And we have Austin joining in. What's going on, man?
Bros.
Alright,
What's up?
since we basically got everyone else's thoughts, I don't know if you've seen the Stone Cold podcast yet or not, Austin.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yep, I saw that right after Raw. Great episode.
You have overall thoughts besides that?
Yeah, I think that the podcast really showed who Brock was, because Brock never really does anything outside of TV, which is all right. You can tell he's not really a people's person, but who is, because people suck. But it's all good because he's nice to Stone Cold. Yeah, I think that this could have been leading up to their Mania 32 match if it happens. Although I'm excited just to see these two in the same ring, I don't want Austin getting killed. Who does? But who knows? I guess we have to wait about another however many months. But I'm excited to see where it goes. I definitely like to see Austin back in WWE ring for sure. I don't know if Brock's the right guy, but it certainly will bring a lot of money in for sure.
All right. So we'll go ahead and continue things on here, and something that I wanted to bring up too, especially going into now, especially now it's the fall season and everything, and even before then. Basically, current thoughts on the wrestling product as a whole. Where do you stand with it? How do you feel about it? We'll go ahead things back with Austin. Your thoughts overall.
What is it? The thoughts on wrestling? What?
Thoughts on wrestling and how you feel about the current product.
Oh, just overall wrestling. All right. I think WWE, now that Cena and Orton are taking a break, it's going to really give a chance for more guys to shine. If Tyler Breeze is actually winning the fucking title, I'm creaming everywhere. That's beside the point. I think it's definitely going to give more people an opportunity, although I'm not a Cena fan, but I will miss the open challenges and the incredible matches. Orton, I don't know what I'm going to miss from him. Sorry. There's nothing really...
I agree with you on that.
Like, I'm not an Orton hater, but what has he brought to the table in the past however many years? But yeah, I think it's really good. I like Lucha Underground. That's a hell of a company. TNA, I still can't get into the newer product, which, I'm such an old TNA fan. I'm just kind of quiet to it now. I haven't watched ROH in I don't know how long, and I've only watched like 1 or 2 episodes. But obviously, the real company to talk about is WWE. Seth's WWE title run is coming to an end, that you can tell. Sheamus is going to rise. NXT is doing incredible. Apollo Crews #1 contender. Just overall, I mean, it could be better. Like, I don't want to say it totally sucks because I still watch regularly. But I just wish everything was as good as NXT, but that's not how it is. But I don't hate it.
Blame Vince McMahon.
Yeah, no shit.
And
I don't
Kevin
hate
Dunn.
it. I don't hate it. I don't love it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Just wait and see what happens.
Yeah, for me being such a positive person about it, at times I do feel like, especially now, it's kind of hard a little bit to do that, and I admit that too now. And for WWE, it could be a little bit more exciting and maybe have other things, like especially for the Divas. Hopefully, we'll see more things going for them, like have them actually fight more for the Divas title, have actual singles matches and other things like that. Besides the basic tag team matches that we have been seeing lately, I would like to see a massive change with that. Still keep the same people there, of course, so there's nothing really wrong with that, and eventually other people will come up. But just have more excitement that we don't really get to see, have championship tournaments and other things like that, and have things more meaningful. For TNA, just the whole setup as it is right now kind of feels like in the way of a highlight show. It's kind of sad in the way how it is now, but that's how I've been seeing it as of late, especially to the fallout after Bound for Glory, especially having it be such a cool moment, especially when Matt Hardy won the World title. I just didn't like how they just took it off him like that. So that's kind of one of the things that really not really had me that much interested in TNA, and a couple other things there. So they definitely need overhaul. And I know Lucha Underground is coming back with another season, so that's really cool. I really like that and looking forward into that. But that's pretty much where I stand. NF Punk, any thoughts on your thoughts on the current product for any promotion, really?
Well, the only promotion I actually do watch, but is WWE. I never really gotten into like Lucha Underground or anything like that because we can't really watch it back in Ireland. I don't know if they actually have a YouTube channel where I can.
Well, it looks like
actually
Conor
lost the
McGregor
feed.
has left the building.
he'll be back. Just having issues right now, but yeah, they actually do have a YouTube channel. I don't know if he's still listening, but Levi, will go ahead. He's back.
And Conor McGregor is back.
Alright, go ahead.
Sorry, it's my Hangouts, that's my phone. I don't actually have my laptop on me. But yeah, I just mainly watch WWE. Austin brought up the fact about Tyler Breeze winning the US Championship. If that happens, I'll actually do a live video of me cancelling the WWE Network. I really think Samoa Joe should be the guy to come up. I know he's digging it down at NXT, but if Apollo Crews is like a #1 contender to go against Finn Balor, that would leave Samoa Joe in the loop. So why not bring him up, bring that bit of excitement to Hell in a Cell, I think him being on the main roster would be awesome from a talent standpoint, but the WWE as of late is not giving us what we want to see. I am digging the whole, Kane being like corporate Kane 1 minute and gaming Kane. I think that stuff is hilarious. But in ratings wise, I don't know if you're aware, but the WWE has like dropped in ratings so much in the last few weeks, and it's because we're getting repetitive shows each week, same scenarios, and there's no like finish to an end type of deal. But overall, for me, I think it should. As much as I wouldn't like it to rush, I would like, the guys like Finn Balor and them to come up to the main roster as soon as possible, because I truly believe that the main roster needs guys like that, because no one is really behind Roman Reigns anymore. Dean Ambrose, like, where's he really at now? You know what I mean? Where he could have been last year's Hell in a Cell. He was in the main event, and this year, well, I don't know if it's still happening now, but he was on a pre-show. Just overall, man, I think the product needs to give us more excitement. I will say on Raw, this week's Raw, the only thing I kind of marked out about was Austin opening up the show, because that was totally cool for me, but I didn't dig him wearing his emo shoes. But that's just me. But yeah, man, that's really my thoughts on that, man.
Alright, Levi.
Well, I can't comment too much on like the indie scene or Lucha Underground or anything like that. TNA, it's still a cluster over there. But I do give TNA credit for this. Brodus Clay or Tyrus is a top guy now over there, which is good with a monster gimmick where they could have done so much with him in WWE, but then they turn him into Mr. Funkadactyl, Funkasaurus, whatever the fuck. And now it's stupid. And now he's considered a number one contender for the world title over at TNA. So I give TNA credit for pushing a guy like that, but it keeps proving the point I've been saying for a long time. The mentality of TNA is that no matter who it is, if they're a former WWE guy, you're guaranteed greatness. Like, that's not how you want to run your company. You want to build your own stars for the future.
How many are left, though?
True, but still, it's just the mentality of TNA. They don't know how to book their stuff correctly like they used to back in the old days.
Even when Austin Aries was... Oh, I'm sorry. Keep going.
Well, go ahead.
Yeah, even when Austin Aries was TNA champ, that was amazing, and he took it from, I think, Bobby Roode. So there was just a chain reaction of actual talent who wasn't just rejected from WWE, and it's just like, they just totally lost that. Like, in TNA, you get your spotlight, and after your spotlight, you're gone, then a WWE guy comes up and takes it from you. Like, when? Does anyone remember Chris Sabin being TNA champion?
I do.
Yeah, he lost it to Bubba, like 2 months later.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's such a short reign.
But with WWE, it's been this way ever since 2012. Fall time is the worst time to watch WWE because they're just doing the same stuff. It's so hard to watch Raw. It's been hard to watch Raw for 3 years ever since they've gone 3 hours. That's way too much time. That's just way too much.
Nothingness and time fillers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like you would think you would have thought at first, 3 hours of Raw, we're gonna get more matches. No, not the case. All you get is just a bunch of filler segments that don't mean a damn thing, and some dumb promos, and like maybe one match an hour, perhaps. That's really how it seems to be, pretty much. So, really, I blame it all on Vince McMahon and Kevin Dunn. Those two need to go. Vince McMahon just needs to retire. Kevin Dunn needs to be fired. Triple H take over as soon as possible.
And bring Jim Ross back as talent relations.
That too. Yeah.
At least have him go to NXT. That'd be pretty cool. Up there.
Yeah.
Have Jim Ross be the new Dusty.
Yeah. So they need to have somebody like what Dusty was over in NXT. They need someone like that
That'd be very
to
helpful.
fill that big void. There's a void
Mhm.
down in NXT. And then as far as the whole what Austin brought up with Tyler Breeze, I'll be happy for Tyler Breeze, but I would prefer it to be Samoa Joe. But hey, Tyler Breeze, he's worked hard at NXT. It's a shame he never got the NXT title, but hey, it's like me and Austin were talking about this last night, I think, on Skype. With the character he had and how over he was, he didn't really need it. With the matches he was having against guys like Neville, Zayn, Cruz, Balor, Tommy.
Yeah, and Breeze has been there for so long. Like, I get why people want Samoa Joe because he's one of the best in the world and he's a badass, but Breeze deserves it a million times more. He's been in NXT for who the fuck knows how long.
Yeah.
Samoa Joe's had, what?
2012 he's been
Samoa
there.
Joe's had, like,
Wow,
what?
it's been that long.
And none of them meant anything. Like,
Yeah.
Breeze deserves this more than anyone on the whole NXT roster, hands down. Joe being a United States champion at some point would be incredible, but now is certainly not the time.
Yeah, because I mean, if Breeze doesn't beat Cena at Hell in a Cell, if he does get in the match, what are they going to do with the U.S. title if Cena's taking 2 months off?
Basically, whoever sets the challenge wins the belt, whoever it is.
Pretty much.
Yeah. All right.
But it'd be dumb if it was Big Show, though.
No. Hopefully not. But Chris, your thoughts?
Can't really talk too much about ROH, Lucha Underground. I don't go out of my way to watch other promotions. I mean, am I a bad fan for doing that? I don't know. It's all opinion-based. I don't really
No,
care.
you're not.
But the bottom line is that how many times are we going to go over this? The
Yeah.
fact that, right now, wrestling is at a standstill. Because it is fall, because you've got Monday Night Football, you've got shows that are returning, like The Walking Dead, you got Arrow, you got Flash, you got Gotham. I mean, it's like, when your favorite shows come on, what are you going to do? You're going to watch your favorite show, you're going to watch 3 hours of Monday Night Raw that's going to put you to sleep. For me personally, but I'm going to watch, my favorite show on a Monday night, and then I can wait until, Tuesday during the day or at night, to watch Monday Night Raw on Hulu Plus and have, about, 3/4 of the bullshit. So, like I said, I can't speak for any of the other promotions. But right now, I mean, things are just really odd, and it's like, you can tell. Just look at last night's Monday Night Raw. And I ranted about this because you had the star power there. You had HBK, you got Ric Flair, you got Triple H, you got The Undertaker, you got Brock Lesnar, you got Austin, and, where the hell were the Stunners, the Sweet Chin Musics? We could have had some finger gesturing. I mean, we could have had so much stuff. But, what did we get? We had fucking New Day get a win over the Dudley Boys and John Cena, and we had the return of Eric Rowan. I mean, that is so anticlimactic in my opinion.
And Luke Harper just disappears off the television screen when he comes back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, it's like, they had so much potential to make that show the best, go-home show to a pay-per-view ever, but they didn't do that. I mean, when you have Attitude Era stars that are there, Ruthless Aggression stars that are there, you don't do jack shit with them, it just proves that, who's doing the writing, who's in charge. I mean, it's the whole damn thing is stupid. I mean, kind of like what Levi was saying, I'm kind of getting a kick out of, or I don't know if it was Levi or NF Punk, but I'm getting, it is rather comical to do the whole Kane thing, with the corporate Kane to the Demon Kane, and his feud with Rollins. But that's another problem I have. Rollins has been booked like a damn fart in church. I mean, seriously, he hasn't gone over well. I mean, he's not legit. He's not, elite yet. He's got a long way to go, and I just hope that, somewhere along the way, they can do something better with him, and as well as a lot of the other characters that are in WWE right now. I mean, Roman Reigns, I mean, I don't know if it was just me, or if it could have been WWE putting a sound clip in. But when like Roman Reigns was in there at the last minute with Bray Wyatt, and the crowd is chanting, "This is awesome." No, it's not awesome. It was the same shit. You know, I mean, Roman Reigns is lackluster. The Wyatt family is completely lackluster. I mean, it's not a good time right now. And as much as I want to be positive about it, yeah, I mean, the past couple Monday Night Raws have been pretty decent in my book, pretty good in my book. But it's just like, you know, when you take a look at, like I said, with what we saw last night, the star power, and we didn't capitalize on it, you know there's something wrong. WWE is losing ratings for a reason, and it could be a whole slew of reasons. You know, not just because Vince is in charge, but there's a whole slew of things that go into it. So, I mean, that's really all I've got about it. That's really all I have to say about it. I mean, I don't know how to make it any more clear.
No, that's actually really fine. I mean, I've been trying to stay as positive as I can, but for me, you know, it could be better. There's a number of other things that they need to work on, but hopefully things will come with a change, especially going into 2016. But we'll go ahead and move on with the next two things, basically 2 and 1. Going into this one too, especially for this upcoming Wednesday, tomorrow night, it's looking to have James Storm looking to be having his debut, and not only that for NXT, but also on a possible return that could happen is on Alberto Del Rio too. On top of that, so for me, you know, James Storm actually showing up in WWE. Hopefully, that would be in for the long haul. That'd be really cool. I really like that. Hearing about that not too long ago, pretty recently actually. So seeing them for the first time in WWE will be something interesting. Gonna be interested to see where they're gonna go with James Storm and. To see how his character would be there too and everything. So that would be really cool. And for Alberto Del Rio, hopefully he'll come back as a heel. I actually enjoyed him more as a heel. That's just me. You guys might think differently on that. So you guys' thoughts on Alberto Del Rio possibly coming back and James Storm's debut? And if Punk, your thoughts?
I think James Storm debut is fucking awesome, man, because I was a big James Storm fan back in when I used to watch TNA when it was actually good. But as far as like the whole Alberto Del Rio thing goes, not gonna lie, I was never a fan of him. The only thing that I kind of did like was Ricardo Rodriguez doing his introduction. That was about it. I don't think the guy, and this is just my opinion, for me the guy has no likability. He's a good wrestler, like I will give him that, but overall like his character and stuff, he just reminds me of like I don't know, like a Mexican JBL when he used to come out with like a limousine and stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much it in that, man. But James Storm, Young NXT is awesome.
Alright, Chris, your thoughts?
James Storm being in NXT, I absolutely love that fact. Because yes, I was, you know, to anybody that wants to call my bluff, Ken, I have nothing to hide, but I was a fan of James Storm in TNA for a very long time. Up until he did, you know, the whole stable thing, I didn't think it was that great. The James Storm I liked was the whole one where he came out with the song Long Necks and Rednecks. You know, that was the James Storm I liked. And for him to be in NXT, I absolutely love that fact. But I do know that they're not going to let him be that character that he was in TNA. You know, I think they're going to kind of keep him, you know, kind of like low ball, low key type thing. And as far as, you know, the whole thing with Alberto Del Rio, I was reading something that somebody had posted on Tumblr, and it's like, you know, is he better off being, you know, in a circuit where, yeah, he's a really good wrestler. Yes, he's got sort of an MMA background. Would you rather see him in a local promotion, like an indie style promotion, where he's going to be more appreciated for his talents and his character? That's going to make him rather complacent, you know. And in my opinion, I really don't care too much for Alberto Del Rio, to be honest with you. I was really never into him. I was really never a fan of his. So really, if he comes back, okay. I'm just not gonna completely lose my shit because he's back. That's just me. So, James Storm, cool, definitely. But Alberto Del Rio, yeah, I could do with or without him. It doesn't make a difference to me.
All right, Austin, your thoughts?
Well, James Storm I've been a big fan of since I first started watching TNA in like '05. James Storm, I think, deserved this, and I'm sure you guys know he was going to retire when his TNA contract went up, and WWE went, well, what about if you get a WWE contract? And obviously he took it, so good for him. But I think that's really good that he's debuting. I hope he has the same gimmick. And NXT is going to need that because Tyler Breeze is moving up. Balor's going to move up. Fucking Corbin's probably going to move up. I bet Enzo and Cass are going to move up soon. They need a lot more guys. I'm glad they got Cruz, Joe, now Storm. And they're going to get one of my favorite indie guys, Rich Swann, up there soon. I just think this is great for James Storm and NXT because he needs this, and I think NXT needs him. So it's great. And as for Del Rio, I like Del Rio. I preferred him as a face personally. I think he's a really great worker, and I think every guy backstage who's worked with him says really great things about him. In the ring, that is. And yeah. I think that it'll be good. If he doesn't have Ricardo, I'm going to be disappointed. And that'd be a much more epic return than Del Rio, in my opinion. Sorry. But yeah, I think it'll be good. Hopefully he doesn't get treated like how he did towards the end of his run, just being boring and not doing anything. But yeah, I think it'll be all right. And I also like to point out the fact, this is the first time I've ever seen Levi in a button-down shirt, so shout out to you for dressing up for the occasion. I think David appreciates that.
Thanks for being classy, man.
So yeah, that's my thoughts on that.
Anyway, Levi, your thoughts?
Well, first off, Austin, this is what I have to wear at work.
All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But anyways,
show us your golfing skills.
But
go ahead, Levi.
Anyways, yeah, my golfing skills are horrible, so don't even bother. But anyways, James Storm coming in NXT is really cool. I really, really like James Storm ever since when I first started watching TNA at the end of '06, right around the end of AMW, and then he had that badass heel turn when he smashed a beer bottle over Chris Harris's eye, and then Beer Money, one of the best tag teams in TNA, and so on and so forth. So him being down in NXT is really cool, and yeah, I say he has a good run down there for a while. Not sure if he will get to have the same gimmick. Probably not, but maybe some shades of it he could probably keep. The only thing they wouldn't allow him to do is get wasted and drink beer. Oh. But yeah, because it's a PG show. But as far as Del Rio goes, I like Del Rio as a performer and stuff like that. And it was bullshit how he got fired last year. Even though Del Rio has said that around that time he did get fired, he was trying to get out of WWE because he had had enough of certain things. And then that incident with that guy who made a racist remark to him was the straw that broke the camel's back. But the fact that Del Rio is the one who gets fired and not the guy who was being racist to him is pretty fucking stupid. This kind of goes into that whole Hulk Hogan deal where WWE said, we don't tolerate racism remarks. We are in for every person in the world. When WWE's racist themselves. They put 3 guys, Big E, Kofi, and Woods, in like this choir character group called the New Day. You have Vince McMahon saying the N-word on pay-per-view right in front of Booker T. And,
it doesn't make any sense.
WWE and Michael Hayes calls Mark Henry the N-word backstage, and Michael Hayes is a glorified racist, and he's still employed. What is the deal here? Oh, jeez,
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and the fact that the guy who was being racist to Del Rio didn't get fired, and Del Rio's the one who gets fired for standing up for himself, pretty fucking stupid. But aside from that, Del Rio, if he comes back, I would hope he comes back as a face because for that short time he was a face, I enjoyed him, but they just didn't let him be a face for long enough for it to get better. You know, I thought me and John, or what pisses me off, 710, both kind of agreed that if given the opportunity, he could have been the next Eddie Guerrero in a sense. I mean, I know that's a little bit far fetched, but they could have made it work if given the chance, but they turn him heel 6 months later. Granted, it was a good heel turn, but still, they should have just kept building him up as a face. But then again, WWE, how they are nowadays, they can't build anything worth a shit.
His last heel run had great matches in it, though. I will say that.
True.
True that, yeah.
I will give him that. And when he was world champion in his last heel run, he had an underrated run. Maybe it wasn't great for the promos, but for the matches, he had a good run.
Every single one of them were good.
Yeah, especially with his feud with RVD for a while.
My favorite match he had in that run was with Christian, and then the match he had with Cena.
They had some epic matches. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, next topic.
Yes, the next topic is actually Hell in a Cell predictions. So we'll go ahead and go on with that. And with the kickoff match, actually it did change. So apparently there's one match now with Dolph Ziggler, and we have Cesaro and Neville and Rusev, Sheamus, and King Barrett. So that's going to be basically the only match that I see anyway. But don't quote me on that one. But as far as that goes, you know, should be a good match. It's crazy that's on the pre-show and the kickoff. But as far as who I see winning, most likely Dolph Ziggler's team. But those are who I'm going to go with. And if Punk, your picks and your thoughts.
First I heard of it, so I'm just going to go with the Dolph Ziggler team. I don't really have interest in watching pre-shows anymore because to me all they ever show on the network is a load of promo packages and repeats of what happened on Raw. But yeah, I'll just say Dolph Ziggler's team because that would be the choice to pick, right?
Yeah, so apparently, I don't think Randy Orton will be on the show as of right now. Last I heard, he does have an injury, so if Simon is watching, I'm sure you can probably mention that in the comments and everything, so keep us up to date. But leave all your thoughts and your pick.
Repeat match from Raw. But I'll go with Ziggler's team because they need their revenge from Raw. But yeah.
Chris?
I really don't care for this match too much, to be honest with you. I don't understand it. I don't see, you know, maybe this is Team Punishment versus Team Ziggler because we have Rusev because of this public, you know, engagement to Lana that we all know that Vince McBitchnuts doesn't like. And
just blame TMZ.
Yeah.
Damn fault.
Put it up there to begin with, you know. So
but it should be a good thing.
You know, I just feel that it's almost like Team Punishment, you know, and you know, and I honestly thought that it was going to be Ziggler in a rematch with Cena, and Ziggler was going to be the new United States champion.
Yeah,
I was under that impression big time, but you know, now that people have mentioned Tyler Breeze coming in, I'm sorry, I don't want to see Tyler Breeze as the United States champion because that would be too much too quickly, and that is something that WWE enjoys and prides itself on. It's beating people too much too quickly, and it's really, really stupid. But going back to it, it'll probably be Team Punishment who gets the win. I don't, you know, I'm not really giving it. That's what it probably is going to be.
All right, Austin.
And first of all, why the fuck is Mr. Money in the Bank in the pre-show of a lower pay-per-view, along with the King of the Ring, who else? A former United States champion, Dolph Ziggler, Cesaro, and Neville. Why is so much talent in a shitty pre-show match?
And we just saw it on Monday too. Anyway.
WWE and Vince McMahon does not want to push Cesaro because apparently Vince McMahon thinks that Cesaro is more quote-unquote boring.
I
And
don't
we
really
were
believe that. That's,
No,
that never.
it's
You know,
stupid.
yeah.
Like
I
he's
thought that the next big thing, like a star on Monday Night Raw, but he could go back to Monday Night Raw. I mean, he could go back to NXT, and get a better reception. But then we have who else is on the team? Ziggler. I mean,
Neville.
Yeah.
yeah. So, I mean, with all that being said, it's really just it's WWE's working on a bad, and making things to be a bad situation.
All right, as I was saying, yeah, like Cesaro to me is still gonna win the title. It's someday. For Vince to say he's boring, does he watch his product?
And
Right?
he's always doing a
No,
lot.
the matches he's
Anyway.
doing, the reaction he's getting, the
The
Cesaro
Cesaro section.
Yeah. He's getting
Like,
really big
Cesaro
reactions.
section's so over.
Exactly.
and to me, he's the most over guy in the company. I think.
One of
Yeah.
them, at least.
Yeah, if
Yeah,
not.
no doubt.
And I just don't get because once Triple H takes over, I think Cesaro's going to be one of the first guys he mega pushes. I just think this match is just so thrown in just to get guys on the damn show. Sheamus, Mr. Money in the Bank, just feels like like where all these other guys are, mid carders to lower mid carders. Like
Yeah.
Ziggler and Cesaro, they're upper mid carders, but Rusev's dead in the middle, Barrett's dead in the middle. Ziggler, Neville's kind of on the lower end, and Sheamus should. I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
get
the
it.
main
But
show.
I'm gonna pick Cesaro, Ziggler, and Neville. Like
Yeah.
I don't really care for this. At least make it like an elimination match.
That'd be a nice change up.
Yeah.
But the next match, we get this two out of the way for the Divas title for Charlotte and Nikki. Obviously, I think Charlotte's going to be able to retain. I like her as Divas champ. We got the world champ in the house.
Yeah. Try taking this
In the
from
world-
me.
I would get my title out, but it's at home. So, unfortunately, but yeah. Yeah. But obviously, I see Charlotte retaining. And if Punk, you thought to the Divas title, you pick.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer, man. Charlotte will retain the title. Quite frankly, I'm kind of sick of seeing Charlotte versus Nikki Bella. But I personally, Charlotte will retain. I doubt she was just going to break Nikki's title reign for what, a month. So yeah, man, it's out of the question. She's going to retain the championship, and we have another champion in the house.
Alright, unified champ, your thoughts?
I wish I could have this in YWF right now, but nah. But anyways, so Charlotte and Nikki, Charlotte's gonna win because I like Charlotte, but it should be Sasha Banks in this spot because she's a little more
Hopefully
over
that'll
than
be the
Charlotte
next match.
is.
Let's see that at Survivor
Oh,
Series.
she's much more
Perhaps.
over than she is.
Yeah, talent-wise, they're both, in my opinion, kind of equal. They're both very, very good. But I just felt that Charlotte, it was just a little too soon. Then again, the same could have been said for Sasha, but with how Sasha's reactions been, it's whatever. But Charlotte will retain, and if Nikki Bella wins the belt again, I swear to God, I am going to do this to my camera.
Intelligent.
That's a
I think
preview.
you want to do that, otherwise you'll have to buy another one. But Chris, your thoughts?
Well, personally, I do not want to see Nikki retain. I think maybe, I hope that we could have a turn of events and maybe have Brie cost Nikki because maybe Brie wants the title. I think that would make sense. I think, I don't know what the hell Becky Lynch is doing, besides being, Charlotte's glorified ass slapper. That's the problem. I really like Becky Lynch. I think she needs to leave Charlotte and go back to NXT, conquer the division there, and then come back up. But, if anything, I would think that, maybe Charlotte would retain and we can then get the divas all split up and maybe start seeing some better competition within the ranks. Like, not just have this whole thing be like Nikki versus Charlotte, but get people like Sasha Banks in there. Get, fucking, why the hell has Tamina been held back for so long, I don't
Yeah,
fucking understand
that's
that.
what I want to know.
And give Naomi a shot at the title.
Yeah.
Who won the title?
Naomi has had shots. She just hasn't had the taste of the belt. And I would be more. I would certainly be for Naomi getting, and it's. I don't get a lot of the shit that they do. It's Revolution to begin with, except for bring up, Charlotte and Becky Lynch and Sasha. I think that they could be doing so much better than what they are. So, it will be Charlotte.
All right, Austin, your thoughts?
Well, here's the thing about this. I'm sick of seeing Nikki. I like when she comes out, shakes her ass, that she can walk the fuck off the stage because her job is done. So, yeah, I think she should stop being in the damn Divas title picture because no one cares anymore. Bree's doing nothing, Alicia's doing nothing, Tamina's doing nothing, Naomi's floating, Sasha's over, Becky's doing nothing, Paige and Natalya are doing something totally different. And the Divas division is a fucking mess. Like, this whole revolution was shoved in our face, and it sucks, and it's boring, it's my piss break, and that's all. Sasha needs the belt soon, and that's who Shaw's going to drop it to, but as for this piss break match, I'm picking Charlotte for the win. And I hope to see Nikki Bella nip slip.
By the way, I think we all know why Nikki Bella's still there, because she's given to John Cena.
Levi, I'm gonna watch back this stream, and I'm gonna screen cap you doing that.
Oh God, fuck you!
You just tortured yourself. Congratulations.
You fucked up, dude. I can't. How do you
He
not
done
think of this
goofed.
stuff? I'm gonna put that on Snapchat and draw a dick.
No, you're not. No, you are not. If you do, I'll come up to Boston and I'll punch you in the face.
Oh boy.
I'll have Abby kick you in your nuts. She's about yay high anyways.
Oh, jeez.
It'll be champion versus champion.
I'm gonna hit you. You wanna pass me?
But anyway, we'll go ahead with the tag team titles, which will be on the line. The New Day taking on the Dudleys, and honestly, I really thought the Dudleys would at least won it like last month, especially too with the MSG special. I thought that would have been pretty cool to see that and witness that in person. And since it was in New York City, so I thought it would have made sense too. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. It could go really either way. I mean, I wouldn't be disappointed if the New Day retains. I mean, that would be fine. But in the way, I still would like to see the Dudleys get that win and get that one more championship matchup and the championships actually. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go probably with the Dudley Boys on this one, but could go either way, and I wouldn't be really that much disappointed. So, Austin, your thoughts?
I would have thought that the Dudleys would have won the titles by now. But, it's all good. They just want New Day to have a legit run instead of giving them a PTP run and giving them 1 month and dropping someone else. Which I still am upset at WWE for giving them such a shitty run. PTP, that is. But I think New Day, they've done everything that they could with their title runs. Maybe they'll win them for a third time. Who knows? But, yeah, I'm picking the Dudley Boys in this one.
All right, and the Funk.
Yeah, man. To me, I think the Dudleys will finally win this time. Third time lucky, I suppose. Hopefully, if they do win, they will get rid of those horrible-looking tag team titles.
Oh, you ain't kidding.
Yeah, the
Yeah, I hope
Spartan
so.
pennies. They're Spartan
Yeah.
pennies.
Yeah, man, they look like Irish money back here. They're actually like really,
But
really
they aren't
bad.
worth nearly as much.
Yeah, more. But yeah, hopefully, the Dudleys have to win. Third time lucky. I would have rather them winning at MSG because when they did that whole sit-down interview with Michael Cole, Bubba Ray Dudley was talking about how much it would mean to him about Madison Square Garden, and I actually believe that they were actually going to win at that pay-per-view or live show. But yeah, so Hell in a Cell, Dudley Boys will be the tag team champions. Hopefully.
Where's this pay-per-view in?
Los
LA.
Angeles.
Los
Okay,
Angeles.
that's a good crowd. Yeah, they can win it there.
Yeah. All right, Chris, your thoughts?
I have lost faith in the Dudley Boys winning the tag team championships because of the plain and simple fact that, like everybody else, I think they would have won it by now. And, then, New Day could have won it back. But, I think, the bottom line is that, I think we're still going to see New Day as the tag team champions at the end of the day, personally. Because like I said, I've just lost my faith with the Dudley Boys having another title run.
All right, Levi.
Dudley Boys.
All right, so then from there we'll go ahead with Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt. With this one, I'm actually leaning a little bit towards more of a Bray Wyatt on this one. That'd be pretty cool to see him get the win here and hopefully end this feud, and that'll be it for the both of them and see where else they're gonna go from here and do other things. So Bray Wyatt will be my pick. NF Punk, your thoughts on Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt?
To me,
Oh,
Yeah.
he fell out again.
We'll get him back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Levi, your thoughts?
This should be an awesome match. I mean, because whenever you put two brutes inside the cell, the two brutes can pull off a good match in a cell. I think this will be probably the second best match on the card, perhaps. As far as who I could see winning, honestly, for storyline purposes, I think Roman Reigns has got to win this match because Bray's already beaten him a few times. Roman's only beaten him once, and that was a tag match, and that doesn't really count. So, and also, if WWE's really going to go far with Roman Reigns, then they would probably have him win this match to start his ascension back into the WWE title picture, probably as early as Survivor Series.
Alright. Nigel, I don't know if you're back or not.
yeah,
You
man.
can go
First of
ahead
all,
with your
like you say, I hate my phone. But yeah, I think it will be like to me, man. Like the reports are speculating that Roman Reigns will be champion before WrestleMania. I think he will win. He will beat Bray Wyatt. Just for that, like that'll be like a big win for him. And then moving on to like the next pay-per-view and getting towards the Rumble. So if he was to be the champion before Mania, you gotta make him look strong, So
Yeah.
what better way to win a Hell in a Cell match against Bray Wyatt, who I feel has gone down the ranks in WWE. He's not as intriguing as he was before. His promos are practically the same every time. But yeah, Roman Reigns.
Alright.
Roman
Reigns, your
Reigns,
thoughts?
the guy with the wettest hair. Roman
He said Tyler
Reigns,
Breeze,
the
he's
guy
talking to me.
who just doesn't care. I was just doing
I hear that every time he comes out, thanks to you. You did that.
Thanks, Smart Mark Productions, for making good lyric songs to wrestlers' themes. Anyways, yeah,
Alright.
Tyler Breeze with the selfie stick.
Yeah, I really, really, honestly want to say Bray Wyatt. And I think he could win, but knowing WWE, they're going to give it to Roman. But I think Bray needs it because he didn't beat Roman clean, and every time he comes out, like, Bray looks like a bitch. Roman just beats his ass with a chair, and he needs his boys, his bearded buddies, to come save his ass. Like, Bray needs to look more legit because he really hasn't won that much. I think Bray should win, but I'm gonna take the safe pick and say Roman Reigns. But I seriously hope I'm wrong.
Alright. Chris, your thoughts?
To be honest, I don't care for either of these guys because their careers have just seemed extremely blah and lackluster to this point. I mean, to go so far and then to be let down for these guys, for both Bray Wyatt and Roman Reigns, and I don't think it's either of their faults. I think it's WWE booking and the damn writing staff that are completely, fucking up their characters. You know, and truth be told, I mean, I'm not even going to pick anybody in this match because I can't care about it enough to pick somebody. So for me, either guy can win. I
Alright, so from there we'll go ahead with the IC Championship match, which will be on the line. With this one, this feud, I haven't really been that much into it, but with Ryback and Kevin Owens, I think Kevin Owens will still keep the title and keep it for a good while, which would be nice, and I like him as IC Champion, so hopefully that does stick around. So Kevin Owens, I'm going to have to go with him on retaining the IC title. Nigel, your thoughts?
Yeah, Kevin Owens, he's facing Ryback again.
Yeah.
Really? God damn. Yeah, Kevin Owens, man. To me, like I really do like Ryback, but to me, I'd rather see like a Kevin Owens be the champ, and I don't think he'll be losing it anytime soon, to be honest. So Kevin Owens is my pick anyway.
Alright, Chris, your thoughts?
think Kevin Owens better keep that damn title. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, hopefully. Austin, your thoughts?
All right. Well, this match I'm not excited about. I hate everything Ryback does because he sucks and he's boring, and he's not over and he's just boo boo. But to answer the question, Kevin Owens is gonna win. He's gonna be a legit champ, unlike Ryback, and I think it's gonna be a whatever match, just like their last one. And Kevin Owens is gonna be doing much bigger, better things, working with better people. And he's just not going to lose a title now, especially to someone as lackluster as Ryback. So my pick is Kevin Owens.
Alright, Mr. Guitar Hero, your thoughts?
KO. And speaking of Guitar Hero, the new one came out today, but I don't have it yet.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought that was the new guitar one that you got.
Nah, this is one of the old ones with the slide buttons.
I have
Where
one.
Where the new ones, it's like 6 buttons, but you gotta go across.
Yeah,
So that'll be a challenge.
Yeah. Speaking of challenges, we'll go to the U.S. Open Challenge.
Wow,
so,
great transition.
but with John Cena's Open Challenge and for the U.S. title, I actually like Austin's idea. I think Tyler Breeze being able to be called up to the main roster and actually winning it since John Cena won't be around for a while, and see how Tyler Breeze is going to do. I think that's something that he does deserve. If not, then I wouldn't mind someone else from NXT or someone that we haven't seen be able to go up for the U.S. Challenge yet, or maybe a returning superstar. But we'll see. We'll go around with this. And Chris, your thoughts?
I mean, if it's not Tyler Breeze, then who the hell would it be? I mean, I don't.
Sami Zayn.
He's not ready, man.
I don't
So,
think
I mean,
he's
no,
clear
sorry.
yet.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's not clear.
Hmm.
Yeah, could we see Stardust? Could we see
That'd be cool.
maybe Tyson Kidd could come back?
Oh, come on, man.
Nah,
That's
that's way.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
You know, it's up in the air, but whoever it's going to be that's got to win that belt. Especially with all these rumors that John Cena's going to be taking time off. They've got to get the belt to somebody. I mean, I don't know, maybe could be anybody. I don't know. Whoever it's going to be, it's going to most likely win that belt.
Alright, Nigel.
Nigel McGuinness.
Yeah, I think, well, if it is Tyler Breeze, so be it. I'll cancel the network. No,
Don't do that.
no, really, I think you should have, like, it wouldn't make any sense, man, that John Cena beat Kevin Owens 2 times in a row and getting Tyler Breeze to come on to the main roster on his debut pay-per-view match and beating John Cena for the
He's
championship.
amazing.
It would from Tyler Breeze, like fan or whatever, but I really hope it'll be Samoa Joe. He's the only logical guy I can think of that would be believable to beat Cena.
That would be pretty cool. That would be actually really interesting. Austin, you thought?
You already know
yeah.
what my fucking answer is. Yeah, Tyler Breeze is going to come up to the main roster, and it's going to be incredible. They'll have a great match first and foremost. I'm super looking forward to the match if it is Tyler. I think him winning the US title will be awesome. I'm going to mark out probably a video, or someone can get on Skype. But yeah, I picked Tyler Breeze, new US champ, and that's that.
All right, Mr. Levi.
Well, I would say Tyler Breeze, but I actually thought of another guy that could do it. It may be a behind closed doors idea and all this. What if it was Daniel Bryan?
Daniel Bryan is being kept down by WWE.
Levi, you're cooked.
Well, when am I never cooked? You know, I'm
Oh,
always.
you're telling me.
But what if like they're saying that they're not bringing him back? Maybe it's all a big swerve, and he does show up at Hell in a Cell and wins the belt. That would be a crazy moment.
Yeah,
I would mark out.
Yeah, that should be great too.
Yeah, the match would be phenomenal. And if that were to happen, that'd be best match of the card, no doubt about it. So yeah. But
Nice.
unanimously, I'm going Tyler Breeze.
Cool. Alright, so from there we'll move on to Seth Rollins and Kane. And this one is where I feel Seth Rollins will actually retain and keep the belt somewhere somehow. And I don't think he will actually really get that much help. So I like that he's not really getting that much help at all lately. So that's what I like to keep seeing from Seth Rollins. And as far as cash-ins go, I don't really see one happening yet. Maybe a little bit later on, and within early 2016, that's when I think cash-in could possibly happen. So as far as Seth Rollins and Kane, I'm going with Seth Rollins to retain. Chris, your thoughts?
I'm gonna go with Kane, man. Let him have it. Seth Rollins, his run with that belt has just been, it's been bad. I mean, he's, at least in my opinion, I haven't liked him as champion at all. Maybe if it was booked better, I think it would be I would pull for Seth Rollins more, but I would find it to be comical, and I would find it to be kind of cool at the same time to have Kane have one more run with the belt. And that's just my opinion.
Alright, Nigel, your thoughts?
I'd agree with Chris. I'd actually like to see Kane take the title. For me, Seth Rollins has been like a weak champion. He's a great wrestler. I actually like his wrestling ability, but as far as him being like the world champ, he's very weak looking. He's always looking for a way out and yada yada yada. But I think if Kane won the championship, who knows what the WWE could do, even leading up to like a Royal Rumble or Mania. It would be very interesting. I'm sure a lot of people would probably rant about it, but a lot of other people would be happy about it. Me personally, I'd like to see Kane win, so I'm going to go with Kane, even though it mightn't happen.
Alright, Guitar Man, your thoughts?
I mean, I kind of had this thought that perhaps Kane would win and then Sheamus cashes in, but I would rather Kane win and go to WrestleMania with the belt, because Kane has been one of the most mistreated guys the WWE has ever had. The guy is a hell of a performer. He's a hell of a worker. He can talk. He's one of the best actors in wrestling, not for movies, but how he presents his character gimmicks, how he presents it. He's such a damn good actor. Like, he can be funny, he can be serious, and anything in between. And Kane, despite that one time, 2010, when he won the Money in the Bank and cashed in that night to win the world title, that was cool. But for the WWE title, He's only had it once, and it was for 24 hours. He deserves a nice long run with the belt before he retires. And I know a lot of indie marks would get pissed off at that because they're going to be like, he beat Seth Rollins. Wee. A lot of us old school fans would love Kane to finally get one final run with the belt and then retire.
All right, Austin.
Well, I mean, I know like some indie fans would bitch, but like Levi, you're acting like all the indie fans aren't old school wrestling fans. Like they started watching wrestling in the indies like 2 years ago. Like they're wrestling fans too. But like the actual wrestling fans, which is the majority of fans in my opinion, like in this group of people, I think Kane's gonna win, but he's not gonna have a run. Period. I'm betting money on that. Sheamus will cash in at Hell in a Cell. Sheamus is probably gonna do a little bit of a program with Seth, and like they'll do this thing where like he's kind of corporate, but he's not. Sheamus is gonna walk out champ, no doubt about it. And there's no way Mr. Money in the Bank is just gonna be on the pre-show and do nothing else for a whole pay-per-view. He's gonna cash in. Seth can't win because Kane. He can't just not be what's he called? The director, whatever the fuck.
Director of operations.
Yeah, director of operations.
Yeah.
He can't just be a wrestler, and he's not gonna like retire now. They're gonna give him that one moment, that 45-second moment of him being champ, holding the belt, and then Seth's gonna beat the shit out of him with the chair or something. And Sheamus is gonna come down. Seth and Sheamus are gonna look at each other like, all right, what the fuck? And Sheamus is gonna bro kick him 1, 2, 3, new champ. That's simple. And I'm betting my money that'll happen because that's the only thing that really makes sense for WWE booking purposes.
Then the probably
How much would
Survivor
you-
Series.
What?
How much would you bet?
Well, what am I getting in return?
I don't know.
Name something.
So.
This to your head?
All right. If my plan goes. If my plan doesn't go through, you get to hit me over the head. If my plan does go through, I shove my selfie stick straight up your candy ass!
Right, that explains that.
And you can keep the selfie stick. I don't want that shit after that.
I'll play
Or
you.
just burn it afterwards.
I'm not going to burn metal, Levi.
Alright, so of course we got the main event. We got Brock Lesnar and The Undertaker, and kind of ironic and crazy how it's going to be ending inside the Hell in a Cell where it actually pretty much started. But for Brock Lesnar and The Undertaker, should be interesting. One of the matches I am looking forward to, and hopefully The Undertaker will actually get his win. I would like to see that. I think The Undertaker should get the win here since Brock Lesnar basically got the upper hand most of the time. So that's who I'm going to go with, The Undertaker as my pick. Chris, your thoughts?
I think douchebag is going to go down, and but of course I don't think it's going to be without repercussion that Undertaker is going to probably get another concussion. So, but my pick is The Undertaker.
All right, Nigel.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Undertaker on this one because I think he does deserve it, especially with Brock Lesnar beating this streak. I think Taker should get back a bit of revenge and get the upper hand. But yeah, I really want Taker to win, and if it is your last out in the Hell in a Cell, I want Taker to win.
All right, Austin.
I was going to say Brock, but if you think of it, that wouldn't make any sense for the legacy of The Undertaker. The fact that he could never beat Brock Lesnar clean in his whole career.
Yeah.
That's really going to make him look shitty. I see this going down like a 27 where Taker won, but he couldn't fucking walk.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen. Taker's going to give him like 3 tombstones, and Taker's just going to lie on the mat like this and do the sit-up, and then he's going to slowly walk out the ring, and it's going to be a decent match. They're going to get fucked up. Brock's going to bleed. Taker's going to be concussed. But we're going to go out with a fucking bang, I guess. But my pick, The Undertaker. Even though I want to say Brock, I think Taker is going to get the win.
All right, Levi.
I say Brock Lesnar will rest in peace.
too. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
Can you roll your eyes on the back
I
of
didn't really try.
yeah, I can.
I've been doing that for years. It hurts after a while,
I'm
but
sure it does. I tried it. I can't do it.
it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt as bad as people think. It's just
Yeah.
a little, yeah.
It's well,
Yeah, it's creepy.
uh, well then,
So
Yeah.
unanimous pick on the Undertaker.
So the Undertaker it is now, right?
Yep.
Alright, so that pretty much does it for In the Hot Seat Live, and of course for Hell in a Cell this Sunday. So overall, it should be a good show. We'll see what happens at the end of the show and how things unfold and go forward into Survivor Series and everything. So definitely leave your thoughts and picks and predictions and all that in the comments. I appreciate you guys coming on the show. It's been fun as always, and we'll definitely will be back most likely for the next one. And until then, I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.